Hello and welcome back to my channel. For this card, I am using the Fawn Thanks a Latte stamp set, as well as a few other stamp sets to make decorated coffee mugs. I love to do this, and I've made a few in the past. They're so much fun. I find myself looking for little images that I can put inside the coffee cups a lot. So for this, I am using Copic markers to color these, so I'm stamping it in a Copic friendly ink on Nina Classic Crest Solar White cardstock. My one exception is this Fawn Walnut ink, and that's just because I needed a brown ink to stamp that stamp for the coffee. Now for the image I'm using this little cat, and it is from the Cool Cat stamp set from My Favorite Things. For my hot chocolate, I'm using E25, E27, and E29. I'm keeping the coloring pretty simple here. I am starting with my darkest color this time, which is a little bit out of the norm for me. I do it every once in a while, but it's not something I do often. And I'm just going around the edges of the cup a little bit on the sides and directly under the marshmallows. For my marshmallows, I am going to use W00 and W2 just to add a little bit of shading. Now for the kitty on the mug, I am going to use W00, W2, W3, and then some W5 for the little stripes. I'm also going to use the same color combination on my smaller coffee cup. I did find that at one point I had to do the tip-to-tip method to help blend the colors on my cat just a little bit. Now sticking with my color combinations, I went with E11 as that is a neutral instead of a pink or red. And I used that for the nose and the ears of the kitty. As I color my coffee mugs, I am going to feather my color from either side towards the center, but leaving the center white. I am doing this to help give it more of a rounded look. And I start with my lightest color, and then I work my way into my darkest color, simply to avoid taking up too much of my white space, because I know I'm a little bit heavy-handed. Once I've done all that, I do go over it with my very lightest color, and I go over the center. Now I wanted to darken up my coffee just a little bit, so I pulled in some of the same markers that I used for my hot chocolate. My larger mug will be blue, and I'm using B91, B93, and B95. The technique will be pretty much the same. The only difference is this one's a little bit more difficult because I have this large image in the center of it that I don't want to scribble over. Now I'm going to decorate my smaller mug, and in order to do this, I am going to use this Distress Oxide in the color Chipped Sapphire and this little paw print from the My Favorite Thing Lucky Dog stamp set. This paw print worked well as it was a little bit smaller and I could stamp multiple paw prints all over this cup. To protect my edges, I'm just taking scrap little post-it notes and putting them all around my cup. This is not perfect. If you want, you can cut out a mask for the outside of the cup. That would be the best. I just got lazy. I'm not even gonna pretend like there was some other reason. I don't like fussy cutting masks out. I just don't. So here I'm trying to stamp multiple little paw prints all around the cup. I thought this was really cute, and for this particular color throwdown challenge, it's a darker blue, a lighter blue, and then a gray color, and I think white. So this covered the light blue and the dark blue and the gray. Now on to my background. I am going to use this Concord & 9th plaid background stamp. This is one of my favorite stamps. I am using my Hickory Smoke Distress Oxide ink, and I am stamping it onto my paper. I actually had to do this multiple times. Then I'm going to make the lines in the color Chipped Sapphire. This will just tie everything in together really well. And the middle part of this doesn't matter a whole bunch, and I know it's a little bit splotchy and that might bother some people, but I don't mind that look. So if you want a perfect stamping, you're gonna have to stamp it a lot more than I did. I think I stamped it 3 times, which you couldn't see on the video because I did cut that out, but it does take a little bit of work to get it to stamp perfectly, at least with the stamp positioner that I have. Now for all of my panels, I am using my Hero Arts Infinity Rectangle Stacking Dies. And for one of the smaller panels, I did use Distress ink in the color Stormy Sky to blend over that. I also use my Hickory Smoke Distress ink to stamp out the little steam swirls that will go over my coffee cup. And here I'm using my Hero Arts Unicorn Pigment ink and my Ranger White Embossing Powder to heat emboss my sentiment on this blue cardstock. This blue cardstock was just from my stash. It was the closest I could find to the Chipped Sapphire that I used. And I'm cutting it out with an Avriel Sentiment Label banner die. And oh my gosh, that was a lot to say in a short amount of time. Poor editing on my part. Whoops. Anyway, moving on. For adhering all these pieces together, I just used liquid glue. I did not add any extra dimension or anything to this. I briefly contemplated it and then just opted out of it. I kept it pretty simple. It's mostly just a lot of layers. Now while you watch me do nothing that's super interesting, I did want to mention once again that I do plan on doing a giveaway in the future, and I would like to know who would be interested in that. The things I have right now to give away are some Distress Oxide inks and some stencils and some stamp sets. So let me know if you guys are interested in any of that, and one of these videos I will end up adding a giveaway into it. Alright, now that most of this is adhered, I will say that I hope you guys enjoyed this card. I hope to see someone make some cute little coffee cups with their stamps. I love it. I just think it's so cute. I do drink coffee, and I do think decorative mugs are cute. I don't own a lot, but they're adorable. This is not the first card like this I've made. If you guys go to my Instagram page, you'll see some previous ones I have done. And this card is finished. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll be back with another video soon. Bye!